my channel, and in lieu of starting school, I know, I'm gonna get the hate comments for saying, oh my god, welcome back to school, but anyway, welcome back to school season, guys. In lieu of that, I have a story time for you, and it's about what I had learned in 102 Italian in college. At the end of this video, you get to see my cute little niece learning math, so stay tuned. So I had taken Italian because you had to take 2 classes for your core curriculum, which is the classes that you had to take before you had to graduate. So like 2 language classes. So I had taken 101 and 102 in Italian. 101 went over very easy. It was very easy, very well. The professor really liked me because I was the only one who spoke Italian like perfectly. You know, I knew how to roll my R's and articulate the Italian language. Anyway, so 102 rolls around. This guy starts off the class by saying he doesn't want to be the bad guy and give us all B's or C's or D's or F's. So he gives us all A's. And he says this like the first week. And then he tells us like halfway through the first or second week that he has to give us a test. And of course, I had to take my tests in a specific spot called the DRC. It's the Disabilities Resource Center. And that's where, you know, we have extended time. And I had to take it there because it was quiet and nobody bothered me. So I had told him this, and I had given him my visa, which is a form that tells the professors all the stuff that you need to know about my disability and what I have and what they need to be mindful of. This guy was not mindful of anything, let me tell you. So he had this visa form, which was like a lifesaver. Anyway, so he had told us that we had to take a test for him, and it was our final test, and I think it was like in the middle of October or like close to November or whatever. He has us prepare a paragraph in Italian because that's what he tells us that he has to do for us. So he tells us that we have to write it out and remember it and whatnot. So we wrote it out, we were preparing it. And mind you, that's the only thing that was consistent in the class. We didn't really do any journals. We didn't really learn any Italian, like any specific Italian. We learned how to conjugate verbs and stuff, but it was a little bit shaky because this guy, he was Italian, so he already knew how to do it. So I think it was just like conveying it to English speaking people that like he had a tough time with, which I get, I get it, but like it's hard for an Italian or an American speaking person to be like, what are you talking about, to a guy who is very strong and who is very strong-minded. And so anyway, he just kind of gave up on teaching us stuff, and he's like, okay, we're gonna stick to writing our paragraphs. So that's what we did. And in the middle of, I'm going way back and forth. Anyway, so October, November rolls around. He tells us, okay, get out your papers, we are writing our paragraphs. And then like halfway through the class, he goes, oh yeah, and by the way, you're not allowed to use your books. I was livid at this point. I was like, you know what, you haven't taught us anything. Like this was going on in my head. I'm like, you know what, you haven't taught us anything at all. I'm about to leave. I was so furious. I was about to pack my stuff up and just book it out of that class. I was so annoyed. Anyway, so come time for the test, right, I tell him, that visa form that I had given you in the beginning of this class, when this class started, I need to take my test in the DRC. And so he goes, okay, where is it? And he follows me down, and as a professor, as an adjunct professor, you should know where everything is. Like, if you have a student with a disability, you should know where everything is so that you can provide for that student. I get it. I don't know why he didn't know it, but anyway, he goes, I have never done this in the past. I've never had a student with a disability. Guaranteed he probably had. He just probably forgot, and the student was just like, okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna forget it. So, of course, I'm very strong-minded, so I was like, you know what? We are going to the DRC. I'm gonna take my test in the DRC, regardless, whatever you have to say, I don't care. So he goes, where is it? So I trucked down to the DRC and I was like, here it is. And he gives her the test and he goes, oh, I didn't know you needed it enlarged. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you see this? Like, hello? And like, oh my God, this guy was making me so furious, like so stressed out that I couldn't even take the test. Like, I was so livid. Anyway, the lady who is in charge, like, we get each other, so she's like, okay, calm down, Kelly, you got this, you're fine. So I took the test, and it was true and false, multiple choice, and then the big paragraph, the big scary paragraph that only needed to be like 3 to 5 sentences that he was freaking out about all semester. So we take this test, and of course I was like, I don't know any of this. So I was trying to remember the paragraph the entire time. I was like, okay, what's this paragraph about? So I read it, and it was nothing what he said it was. It was like, write what you normally do in a day. And his like instructions were like, I don't know about the paragraph, it's just a paragraph. So write whatever you have to write. And it was like, okay, dude, just chill. So in essence, I had turned him in at the end of I think it was at the end of, or like during finals week or whatever, and I told my professor, and I was like, you know what, this guy, he does not teach us very well, he doesn't know what he's doing, and I told her that he just wants to be a good guy and give us all A's. And so our final was just coming in and talking to him about our grades. And he's just like, okay. He broke down the grades for me, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm getting a 95, right? I'm getting an A plus maybe. So I was all like happy and, you know, giddy. So the grades all around, I got a 90. I can guarantee you what happened. Someone told him that someone turned him in, and I can guarantee I know who it was. And it was I told the person from the DRC what he was doing. So she told the foreign language department chair, which was fine. That's what I wanted to happen. I wanted him fired because he was a horrible teacher. So she told him that, you know, if you don't get your act together, you're gone, bye-bye. So apparently he had it in for me all semester. He didn't call on me at all. This guy didn't really like me. So I know, right? Shocker. But yeah, he gave me a 90 and I turned him in, like before he put the grades in, and my grade dropped. He told me it was a 95 and it was a 90. I'm not a grade grubber, but you know what? If you tell me you're giving me like 100 and you give me like a 90, that's something to be complaining about, you know? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, that's it for this story. I love you guys. Stay beautiful and positive. And if you guys like these stories, thumbs this up and comment below if you've had any horrible teacher experiences. I would like to read them, obviously, because I'm a teacher. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
How many fish? 1, 2, right? That's right, see? 2, good. Okay, now, this one has a baby. Now, how many fish do we have? 1, 2, 3. You have 3 fish, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Now, say this one has a baby. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fishies. And here comes that fox again. He's hungry. Big nose, big ears. I hate fox. He's hungry. He said, let me eat this little fish here. Yum, 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 yum. Now, how many fish do we have left? 1, 2, 3! Yay!
Good job, Allie.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. The fox is hungry again. I think he's going to eat another fish. I hate that fox. You got to eat all your fish. So he comes up here and he gobble, 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 eats all the fish. So now how many fish do we have left? 1, 2! Yay! Yay! Okay. That is it. Fox still isn't full. He's still hungry. He wants to eat another fish. One more fish. So So he comes up here and
It don't
gobbles his
matter.
fish up. Yum, yum, yum,
TV
yum,
is
yum.
loud enough.
Now, how many fish do we have left? How many you see? How many? 1! Yay!
Good job, Allie.
Didn't take long to get it. You're so smart. I gotta give you a hug. Yay! My little Allie's so smart. She knows math already. See that? Didn't take long for her to get it. Want to do it again? No. Okay.
Thank you so much for watching this. I know this is a crazy story. Anyway, my social media is somewhere on this card thingy. Subscribe by hitting that button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!